is Joni with Big Tiny Dreams. I hope you can hear me. My microphone, I don't know if you saw the video, it kept going out, I guess I'm gonna have to buy another one. I don't know what's up. Anyway, I thought I would do this video on, well, this is my little, here, I'll set that down. New year, old me, new me. Actually, the old me is going to be like my new me, and my new me is going to be my new me. So that may not make sense. What I'm meaning by that is, I've mentioned in some of the videos that I feel like there are pieces of me that I just kind of lost with all the trauma and stuff I went through with my bad marriage, divorce, all that kind of stuff. And I want to get some of those things back. Now, there may be bad things, bad habits, whatever that, you know, we want to overcome. One of the things I was, I ate my feelings. When my mom passed away, I ate ice cream, mint chocolate chip, as a matter of fact. There was this brand, I think it was called Turkey Hill here in Texas. Oh my gosh, it was so good because it had the little flakes of chocolate off there rather than the big chunks, which someone might like the big chunks. I preferred that. And I would just, every day, have ice cream. And then I got past that and stopped and was doing better. And then my ex-husband just died out of the blue. And it was, even though it was very traumatic, the stuff I went through with him while he was alive, towards the end of our marriage and stuff, I still loved him. I still cared about him. And, you know, he is the father of my children. And it devastated me. I always had hope that he could change and become a better person. I don't know where his heart or feelings were towards the end. I tried to actually help save his life the last week of his life, because I found out he had leukemia and the doctors were trying to get hold of him, and he didn't seem to care. So I called him and said, I'm taking you to the doctor. And I mean, it was a week later, he was gone. So when that happened, what did I do? I went right back to the mint chocolate chip ice cream. So it took a couple of months of that, you know, to where I finally stopped doing that. I mean, my family, if you know the Marion family, that's my maiden name, we all love ice cream. I almost think it's a genetic thing. When we get together, ice cream is the dessert of choice. We love the ice cream. And growing up in the day, it was, we would get this stuff called Gold Brick. You used to be able to get the Gold Brick eggs at Christmas and stuff, but there was this little jar of ice cream topping called Gold Brick, and you heat it up. What we did back in the day, especially before microwaves were a thing and everybody had them, we would get a little pot of water on the stove and not heat it up real high, but warm it up and set the jar in there until because the chocolate hardens, and we'd stir it up until it was melty enough and pour it on the ice cream. And it would have little broken pieces of pecan in it, I believe. And it was so good. And now, of course, there's the chocolate fudge stuff in the little squeeze bottle, which is good as well. So anyway, yeah, ice cream is our thing. And I still love ice cream, but for some reason, I don't crave it like I used to. Maybe I'm getting myself more together, which is part of what I want to do for the New Year's. I know people kind of, you know, New Year's resolution. Yeah, nobody's going to keep those. Well, and some people say, why make them? Because nobody ever keeps them. But, you know, maybe I sometimes do that throughout the year, because I always try and set goals or ideas or plans of like, I want to do this or set out for that. One of the goals I've actually been setting out before, you know, New Year's, which I want to continue into the New Year's, is becoming just a better individual all the way around. Of course, nobody's perfect, and yeah, I am going to, you know, not say the right thing, not do the right thing at times, but especially after going through, you know, a traumatic marriage and all, I'm trying to get therapy I want to get my head together, I guess. You know, I don't want to, you know, I'm not looking to meet someone again, but I don't want to end up in the future in the same type of relationship again, because it's interesting that me and my sister both ended up with someone like my father. Even though my father wasn't even, he wasn't even around much in my life, but something happened that attracted me to that. And I want to make sure I don't ever make, you know, those mistakes again. I just want to be a well-rounded individual, not so round physically. And that's one of my New Year's resolutions is I want to try and, I don't know if I can totally cut out sugar. I don't think I could do the keto thing where it's just all, you know, eat a bucket of fat and no sugar. I'm just teasing. For those that do keto, I know that's not the thing. I'm just, you know, trying to be funny. Maybe it's not so funny. I don't know. But anyway, I want to cut back on sugar. I used to really, I stayed away from caffeine for so many years because as a teenager, I had problems with my heart. Just all of a sudden take off racing. And so they told me to stay away from caffeine, which, I mean, I still have the problem, even though I stayed off the caffeine. But for so many years, I thought, oh, I can't have it. But when everything went down with my husband and we were going to be getting him out of the house and I went back to work, I'm like, you know, I'm going to try half a cup of coffee, see what happens. I had a half cup, I was fine. So then I go to a full cup and I'm fine. Now, I do realize I can't have a little more than a cup of coffee on an empty stomach without eating, or I will be buzzing. I just jittery and everything, and I don't want that. But I do like 1 cup of coffee. The only thing is I like all the fancy flavors and creamers and all that kind of stuff. But I know they're really bad for you, full of sugar and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm trying to steer away from that. It's not always easy for me to just, you know, oh, I'm just going to stop. So I might cut down, or might, let me try this. I've started using a little splash of half and half and like one of those sugar-free coffee syrups, which aren't necessarily the best because it's got like Splenda type of thing in it. And I know that's not the best for you either. But if I can gradually steer away from one to this and then maybe cut out sugar altogether, or sometimes I just get a flavored coffee and put a splash of like stevia or this stuff called Whole Earth, which is stevia and monk fruit. Put a packet of that in there and a splash of half and half, and you know, work from not having the sugar. But I will say I didn't do too terribly bad during the holidays. I gained maybe 3 pounds. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I still, one of my New Year's resolutions, not just wanting to cut back on sugar for health purposes, I want to continue to lose my weight. I had gotten so high. That didn't sound right. No, I don't do drugs. I had gotten so high as far as my weight. My weight had gotten really high at one time. And I probably lost about 40 pounds or more, something like that, since I ended things with my husband, who's my ex-husband that's passed away now. But yeah, I want to get back into, you know, getting healthier. I'm going to be seeing an orthopedic surgeon for my shoulder. Hopefully, they might have to do surgery. If they can get my shoulder better, I wouldn't mind going to the YMCA and lifting weights again. Believe it or not, when I was younger, I was smaller and I loved working out. I would go to the gym, and I don't mean like bulking out or anything, but I just want to get in better shape and be healthier. Am I going to do it perfectly? No. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going to try and do better. I'm not going to reach for the stars and then, you know, end up hurting myself more because, you know, like, oh man, I messed up. I didn't do it right. No, I just want to be healthier physically, spiritually, mentally. I want all those things to be better in my life. And one of the things about, you know, the old me, as I said, there are things I used to like to do. Believe it or not, you know I don't color my hair or wear makeup right now, but it's not because of like a religious reason or anything like that. part of it, which is some part I will keep about myself, I just don't care anymore, you know. But I will say, when I was younger, I wore makeup for me. Now, my husband, he didn't really care for makeup, which, as I said, I find it odd because all the women he was chasing after, you know, wore tons of it. But, so I could go with or without it, but I would tell him I'm wearing it for me. I'm not wearing it for you. I like it. This is, you know, it's kind of like dressing up or putting perfume on or fixing my hair or something. If it makes me feel better about myself, I'm not doing it for everybody else to be like, oh, look, she's got makeup or whatever. No, I just, you know, I would like to do it again. I won't do it all the time, but because I haven't worn makeup in so long, all my makeup is like dried out, old. I got to throw it all away. I think the most I can wear now is lip gloss. I have some lip gloss or something and a couple of tubes of lipstick that are still good. So yeah, but that's something I'll eventually do, but that is going to take some money because just for the makeup like I used to wear, just for the foundation alone, it's like $15. So it's not going to happen right away, but that's going to be a little bit that's going to change about me. And hopefully I'll continue to lose my weight. And like the colored book thing I was talking about, I want to do that. I used to read more. I want to try and read more. There was a time where I was like, you know what? I want to read a fictional book and then a nonfiction book. And so I don't know that I'll, you know, read a big old thick book or whatever, but I do like to read. There are different things about me that, you know, y'all will learn along the way. Believe it or not, I love to dance. Now, I don't mean like I'm a ballroom dancer or anything like that. I call myself like a dancey person. When I clean my house, I have to crank my music up and I dance while I clean. And that's kind of how I get a lot of exercise in too, besides work. And I kind of made a deal with myself and figured I'd tell you guys, if I get to 50 subscribers, or when I get to 50 subscribers, if that can happen for me, I thought, you know, people don't think of someone this old, I'm 55 going on 56, you know, dancing in front of people would be embarrassing for me. You know, how I don't know, I put my music on and dance kind of goofy, whatever. But I thought, you know what, if I get to 50, I'll do a dance. I'll do it like on a short video or something and go ahead and embarrass myself. Just show that side of my personality. But anyway, back to the New Year's things. The reason I'm going to title it, I don't know, Old Me, New Me, or New Me, Old Me, something like that. Because I want to bring back some of the old things about me that I liked, as well as do new things, which I'm not quite sure what those new things are. I mean, one thing that's new to me is just being single after 30 years of marriage. And I'm doing okay at that. And I've had people say, you know, it's interesting, I go to a doctor or to a therapist or whatever, and they're like, so are you seeing anybody? And I'm like, no, I don't understand people wanting to run and find someone right away. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, there's anything wrong with, you know, people wanting to be with someone, and not that I wouldn't ever want to, but after what I've been through, I'm like, I'm not desperate to, oh, I gotta have somebody. I tell people it'd have to be a divine appointment from God, because I don't want to end up in what I've come out of. I tell people I'd rather be alone and lonely than with someone and lonely. So these are kind of my goals for the year. Work on myself, learn to love myself more and love others more. You know, I want to try and be more mindful of what I say and what I do. I want to be a good person, but sometimes, you know, when you see me helping customers, or if someone were to see me helping customers or meet me at Walmart, I try to be as kind as I can, and I really enjoy helping people. But if you see me in my car and someone does something really rude, I might say something really rude, not where they can hear it, of course. But then I stop and think, wow, Joni, here you want to be a good person, and, you know, you're talking like that. But none of us are perfect, you know. I just want to try and do better, be better, love better, do my part in this world to make a difference. I don't know what that could be. Maybe it could be through this channel. Maybe there's somebody watching that has gone through some hardships. I know there's one YouTuber I watch that's, you know, been through a divorce and, you know, almost lost a house and all that. And those are hard situations. And I know when I was going through things, you know, we tend to want to be secretive because it can be painful and embarrassing that, wow, you know, you had that happen, you know. But I think sometimes once we come out and say the things, and maybe, you know, you don't have to say it to the world like I've been gradually doing, but when you come out and say things that you've been through, I learned other people are going through things too. When I came out about what happened to me in my marriage, now I didn't give all the details on my Facebook page, but I kind of told little blips, I guess, without revealing too much. I was shocked at how many of women I knew reached out to me saying I went through the same thing or something very similar. And I'm praying for you. I know what it's like. It's going to get better. I was like, wow, I didn't realize. I just didn't realize. So anyway, you probably noticed this in most of my videos. I kind of go all over the place. I'm sorry, that's something else about who I am. May or may not change, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully this year will be a better year. I want to fix my house up. I'm hoping that I can save to get a hot water heater here in the next month or two so that I don't have to boil water for a bath anymore. Anyway, there's a lot of things that I want to work on. You know, you can't see it maybe from here, but I know in some videos, here, I'll show you. I'll show little bits of my house. There's these blocks up here. I don't know if I'm holding it right. These weird looking blocks. And I know they've shown up in one of my videos or little blips of whatever that I've done, a short or a video, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to show that. But that's something, believe it or not, we had above this window. I called it like the Swiss Miss effect, because this window here used to be a single pane window with like this wood lattice going all through it. And it made me think of some, I don't know, like a Swiss Miss hot chocolate commercial, you know. It just looked different. And there was where the blocks of wood were, there was a big piece of wood covering up to the top of the curtains. That was the scalloped looking thing. And we tore it down. But part of the process of remodeling and all, because me and my husband used to, well, he did the remodeling and I helped with the business. I might help in whatever way. But he started doing things to the house and then I had to kick him out. And so I have a lot of stuff left undone, but haven't had not only the funds to fix everything, but part of me is kind of scared because I don't trust just anybody to come in here. Because I've heard the tales of lots of people, you know, hire people to fix things. And unfortunately, I found out my husband was one of those. Here I rooted for him all the time. I passed out business cards. I go to yard sales. I talk him up with great work he could do. But, you know, sometimes you find out things after the divorce, you know, information starts to come out of like things that he did for people that he messed up some of the jobs. And I'm like, wow, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. But anyway, I think I have some friends that do construction or work with people with that, where I'm like, I might eventually call some people and see if I could find someone to gradually fix that. But that's not at the top of my list right now with all the other financial stuff I'm dealing with. Like the hot water heater is the main thing. I'm going to have to eventually get some sort of sink in my bathroom, in my room, because one day I go to wash my hands and I heard water not just dripping, but just pouring out of the back of the sink, hitting the floor. And I think the pipes were rusted and broken and whatnot. And the sink because this used to be my in-laws' home. And they bought it back in 1999, I want to say. And, but the house was built in 1960. So there's like this porcelain sink, whatever, ceramic, I don't know how you call it, but it has a crack in it. And it was working for a while, but now I have to replace that. The plumbing's you know, having issues in the hall bathroom that the kids use. Faucet's dripping there, so I've had to cut the water off there. The central air is out. I need to get it like a new compressor or something like that. Or I have a friend that says he can get a used one, but I still gotta, you know, come up with money for that too. And I'm not telling y'all this to be like, oh, you know, poor her or whatever. These are just things that I'm wanting to try and work on. Maybe put this house back together before I can live my tiny dream. If that ever gets to happen, I still would like to. I still would love to be in a place that I don't have to fix everything. Now, not that you can't have issues in other places, but there's just so much work I have to do with this, and it's overwhelming on top of everything else. Not to mention all the memories here that weren't so good, and it'd be nice to start over somewhere new. And I will do another video about the tiny home thing and why I'm deciding that. So I don't mean to go on and on about this, but anyway, Happy New Year again, and hopefully, you know, this year's starting out great for everybody else. Maybe y'all can put in the comments any type of, you know, resolutions or things y'all are looking forward to for this year or would like to get better for this year. Another thing, I think I only owe about a year of payments on my car. I want to get that out of the way. That'll free up money to fix other things. You know, just things like that. But anyway, that's this video. You guys be blessed. Bye.